Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack. Today is a Star Wars set review. This is one of the newer Star Wars sets that we finally got. This is, I think, you can only order online, so it took a little bit longer for us to get this one. But anyways, it is the latest and greatest version of the Desert Skiff. It's called Desert Skiff Escape. They just slightly changed the name or the title of the set, but we've gotten a few versions of this in the past. And I will talk about how they were sort of compared to the previous ones, but I don't have any of the old sets with me today. Anyways, the set is set number 75174. It has 277 pieces, and it's, well, recommended for ages 7 to 12. It's got how many minifigs? 4 minifigs. So, anyways, this is the set from the front of the box. This is the set from the back of the box. The main thing is we now get the pit. Yeah. So we get a Sarlacc Pit. So that's the latest feature, and it's also, I'm gonna switch it down to this camera. This is the Sarlacc Pit from the sort of updated version. This is like the Lucas sort of remastered, digitally remastered version of the Sarlacc Pit, because it did not have that beak or the tentacles in the original movie. Anyways, so that's what we got. I think that was actually a good choice. I know some of the people are not fans of the digitally remastered version of the original trilogy, but I think the Sarlacc Pit looks better just with more stuff to actually build onto it. Just my personal opinion. There are 3 different bags, uno, dos, tres, 3 bags, couple of flexi tubes. I have a feeling one of these is a spare, maybe not. I know with the desert, the land speeder, the land speeder, we had an extra one. Anyways, here's the one single manual. Pretty easy peasy. Let's get this build on the road. How's it going, Mike?
How's it going, Steve?
I think everybody's. I think it's going good. There's
60 viewers. Welcome.
People are already getting timed out of the stream. I've only been on for like 2 minutes. Yeah, boy.
This is like running a contest. Who can get that tape the fastest?
Alright. Yeah, that really should be a thing.
No, it's not every time there's like a look at the chat. Where are the questions? Oh, there's time.
Yeah. Or I'll be starting to read a question from the chat and then it gets deleted like halfway through. Alright, anyways. So the set, by the way, I don't usually say the part. This thing sells for $30 in the States, or 30 pounds, or 40 euro. That's what I got from brickset.com at least. Hey, we're building the Sarlacc Pit first, and we're building, I think, the only exclusive minifigure in the set first. Interesting. Usually they save like the special guy for the end. I thought we were gonna be building this guard, sort of at the. Yeah, we're gonna. There might be some water still in there. So, anyways, yeah. So, anyways, this is. Oh, hello. We just got a super chat from Gun Kid. Needs more Charlie. I miss him. LOL. Actually, Charlie is going to be in the studio later today, but I don't think he's going to be on the live stream. He is going to be here, physically present, but just after the stream is over, I think. Yeah, he's crazy busy with his channel, so, I mean with his other channel, so it's like, yeah, you might see him once or twice here. He designed some stuff. He's in the process of designing like cool custom stuff for the channel, but designing custom things takes a really long time. Yeah, it takes forever to actually put something together though. So, yeah, I agree. He could be here more often, doing cool Lego stuff, but crazy busy. Let's see. All right. So this is the Sarlacc Pit we're putting together. I didn't think we were going to be building this first either. This feels almost like everything's a little bit out of order. Oh, of course. Here we're getting some of the teeth together. The Sarlacc Pit would be kind of cool if it was like built up on a big sort of elevated desert platform and there was like a stomach to it. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so thanks for the super chat, by the way, Gun Kid. And yeah, I do agree. Charlie should be in the streams more often, or not the streams necessarily, but just on the channel. You can do the streams. I don't care. But Yeah. This is actually looking really good. I hope the Sarlacc Pit has like a fun function. If it has like a twisty function like the Portal Beast from the Doctor Strange set, that would be awesome. That was such a cool sort of monstrous function.
The Milano set?
Oh, it does? I didn't mess around with... Oh, wait, that one's over there. Yeah, we could compare those two. Yeah, they're like as close as they can get. Once I finish the Sarlacc Pit, I'll compare them to... What's the name of the Milano?
Obelisk?
The Obelisk, yeah. That's right. We can compare this to the Obelisk from the new Guardians of the Galaxy 2 set. If you guys want. I think you guys might want that. Alright. Chewbacca is the coolest figure, I think. Sorry, I'm reading a comment, if that sounded like a random statement. Chewbacca's got some good stuff. I like some of the other Wookiee figs too, like the Wookiee Generals or the Wookiee Commander figs that we had from like the Kashyyyk stuff. Like that was actually, those figs were kind of cool. I have a feeling we're going to be getting, you know, there's going to be the whatchamacallem, the Han Solo sets and stuff. That'll be interesting because the Han Solo sets are going to probably have like a young Chewie. I think. Like, if Han Solo's young, Chewie should be... Actually, wait a note. No, Chewie shouldn't be young because they showed him off in the Clone Wars movie, and Chewie was like normal size still. He was still like the same size back then. So, I guess Wookiees age really slowly or something. Because yeah, we're not going to be able to get a Chewie without yeah, that makes sense, right? Yeah, so with the new Han Solo single movie where he's like young, Chewie's gonna still be the exact same size. That just like occurred to me. Kind of sad. Kind of wish he was like not the same size. Anyway, so it looks like we're building up the internal function stuff right now for the Sarlacc Pit. Okay, yeah, and we're rounding everything off. So this is going to kind of make things look nicer, but actually this reinforces the pieces pretty well, and keeps all of our Technic parts not flying out. There we go. Yeah, so this actually, it looks nice, but it also really, I think, is probably, number one, serves to reinforce all these little sloped pieces. All right. Okay, what's your favorite Lego Ninjago Ninja? Everybody in the chat. Oh, not for me. Sorry, everybody in the chat. Only answer that. And that's fine, because I don't really know much about the different ninjas. They're all kind of like the same. And nobody agree with me on that? One guy likes to eat. Another guy is super angry. Another guy is like really cool-headed, and he's like the leader. And another guy's like... They all have like those kinds of sort of cookie cut personalities. But here we go. It's kind of like Nexo Knights. But check it. We're building up the internal structures. Oh, interesting. Look at this. This is what's gonna have... Okay, here we go. This is it. We're about to attach the big mouthpieces in just 1 second. Interesting. I thought this was gonna be sort of more closed off, but it is not. You ready? Sarlacc mouth pieces are going to be put on in 3, 2, 1. Boom. There it is. Okay, yeah, and they should like be... Oh, and if you put them in like this and you kind of bend them... Ah, I see. Kind of like this. Okay, hold on. There's... Yeah, that's how they want it. They want it kind of closed off like this. Interesting. Hold on. It's not set up properly yet because there's still some pieces to kind of match up, and I have a feeling this isn't. They're not going to be loosely falling, rattling around like this, but they are on. Okay, yeah. Here, I'm about to actually put them down. So, ooh, interesting. Oh, really? I hope that's not the only way it moves around. Only time will tell. Let's see. I gotta spin this thing around. Putting one guy in here, and then we're making some more teeth. Oh wow, we're almost done with the pit. That might actually just be how it is. Hope that's not the only thing. Okay, let's get some more teeth in there. Oh wait, dang it, gotta spin this thing around. These teeth don't wanna... why didn't we add this later in the instructions? Okay, or earlier. Okay, we're almost there. Yep, rounding this bad boy off. Where are we at? Okay. Alright, we're adding just the last bit of teeth, and we're almost done with the Sarlacc Pit. I'll compare it to the obelisk set. But how much does the set cost? Okay, let me go through the set costs one more time, or another time. I'm going to do it probably again at the end. But the set is $30 in the States. It is £30 in the UK, and it is 40 euro, according to BrickVault. But euro can change depending on which country you're in. So for a 277 piece set, that's actually that's a decent part to price ratio. It's not some excellent thing. It's not like the greatest part to price ratio, but you know, we get a lot of really iconic figs. I mean, we get Boba Fett, we get Han Solo, we get Chewbacca. Those are three really big guys. And the guard, the Skiff guard, is an exclusive fig. We haven't had this kind of Skiff guard yet in the past. So with all that said, that's actually a pretty good lineup. It doesn't get much better than that. All right, so we're adding this in there, and then we're gonna probably add another tooth. Did I not? Oh, I was supposed to add another tooth in there. So here we go. So we're adding the teeth in to the set down here. We're almost done. I think that was the last tooth. Technically speaking, there is spares. There's spares to add one more tooth to the set if you want. But all the little teeth have been added. And then just two big tentacles, and that should be it. Cool. Wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah. So we're adding two tentacles. One is, oh, okay, yeah. So one's fitting into this, which, oh, I see. It all makes sense, everybody. It makes sense. I just figured it out. All right, so that's how, so every tentacle is going to be stationary minus this one. So this should be, that's it. If you can kind of like open this a little bit more. Actually, that's as wide as pretty much it. Really? Oh, and you can lift it up, not wiggle it. Okay, that actually makes sense now that there's a handle. That actually works really well. Okay, because before, when there was no handle, you could only wiggle it back and forth, and that doesn't really look like a good eating function. But like opening and closing it, that's actually pretty good. All right, so that's it for the first bag. But here it is next to the obelisk. Sorry, let me just, I kind of have to show them off together. So this is the Guardians of the Galaxy guy. Now there is no function that opens and closes the mouth for the obelisk, but what you do have is the ability to twist the tentacles and head around. So this head is built up, it looks way better. The obelisk head looks infinitely better. Just as a side-by-side comparison, except the obelisk is way cooler and way bigger in the movie, whereas this is actually really accurate to how this is supposed to look from the film. The Sarlacc Pit from the digitally remastered Return of the Jedi isn't actually, yeah, it's not like some big, there's no teeth inside the mouth, and it's some very basic tentacle stuff. So this is actually pretty accurate, whereas the obelisk looks cooler in Lego, but compared to what it's supposed to be in the movie, it's like way less. So, and this has a biting function, guaranteed. Oh wow, look at that, it fits perfectly in there. He fits perfectly in there, and there's like only his axe is sticking out. The minifig, yeah, he can like fall in like just perfect, and the mouth can close off. That's actually really funny. Anyways, yeah, so the biting function works. All right, we're moving on. Boom, bag numero dos. All right, let's move this in, and now we're building Han and Chewbacca first, or second, I should say, which means Boba Fett is last. And I think that kind of makes sense. Boba Fett is usually the more sought-after guy. And now we finally have a cheaper way to get the new updated Han Solo and what I mean by that is the only time we've gotten this Han Solo hairpiece before was with the Death Star set, I think. And now that new hairpiece is available in this set. So I remember when we did the review on the Death Star set, I said right off the beginning, I was like, do not get the set for exclusive minifigs for the Death Star. I mean, the only things that are going to be exclusive for that, I think, are the droids. But anything that was exclusive for the main characters, they're coming out later in other sets, and this is one of the later sets. So now this Han Solo is no longer super expensive and shouldn't be anymore, so that's kind of cool. And, well, that was kind of expected. But anyways, the skiff looks good. I think the skiff looks really good. Just looking at the basic pictures and stuff from the manual, what the skiff's supposed to look like at the end. But I think the skiff is going to be a really sweet set. They've done the skiff, I think, 3 other times. So this is probably one of the most repeated Star Wars sets that they make. This is a really, really iconic part of the movie. Part of the 3rd movie, and just from the whole sort of trilogy, original trilogy anyways. So they've redone this ship over and over and over again, partially because I think this was a really fun, cool scene, and also it's one of the easier scenes to build up as an actual Lego set, as an actual Lego scene. So they keep on making this one over and over and over again, and I think it looks pretty sweet. They just keep on improving the design. So this is the 3rd or 4th, I think this is the 4th desert skiff they've made in Lego. And it's, wow, this is just, yeah, this build is just flying through. It's not going to be, this is going to be a pretty quick one. I don't know if you guys can tell. Yes, the Chewie is from the Death Star. I think that Chewie also came from another set. I think just the Han Solo was from the Death Star set before. I think Chewie also came out in another one, if I'm not mistaken. That's sort of a guesstimation, though. I'm not entirely sure. All right. And this, oops, spinning it around. Should fit this in there. Yeah, this is super quick. Interesting. I don't exactly know which part of the ship I'm building up now. It all feels a little bit random. Alright. This might be the front. I think this is the front and not the back because it's super pointy. The front is definitely supposed to be pointier than the rest of the ship here. Whew. How fast can I get through? Bam. Han Solo hair looks weird, somebody says? Who's saying that? The new one? The new Han Solo hair? I think the new Han Solo hair looks awesome. You know what looked weird was back in like the early or mid 2000s when they were giving all those minifigs like the really long hair pieces. Like Luke Skywalker had like super long hair that was really flat. Like they did that for Anakin too. Like they had like just the weirdest looking hair. Oh, interesting. Okay. Sorry. Let me just build this up this way. Ah, I see. This is so strange. This is kind of an odd design. I thought this was going to be a little bit more straightforward, but they're messing around. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be facing the inside. So we're having we might actually have an extra function in the ship. Oh, I know what this is. I know what I'm building. Okay, I figured it out. I think this is the retractable plank. Because the plank, I think the plank kind of retracts out. So it's kind of like walking the plank, like how pirates make you do it. And that's what they did sort of in this movie. And I think, yeah, this is the walking the plank. Super weird. Okay. Cool. All right, yeah, this totally is it. I didn't realize what I was building until that sort of it all just clicks after a second. It's part of the reason why I don't like looking at the pictures on the box first, just to kind of guess, like, oh, that's what I was building this whole time. This thing's gonna have a retractable plank feature. Sweet. All right. Anyways, yeah, nice. I'm actually pretty happy now. Here we go. So yeah, we're just about to finish off the second bag, and then bag number 3 is the last one. So here we go, if you can see what the whole thing is over here. I just found out that we have a retractable plank, which I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've had that as a feature for any of the desert skiff sets in the back. In the past. I don't think that was a feature before. Now it is. And I think this is the plank that we're building right now. Yep. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Here we go. There it is. Plank goes in, just like that, and then it comes out. There's no stopper for it right now, but I think we can build a stopper on the bottom of it, actually. I think that's what we're building onto it right now. Yep. Yep. Is it just the single stopper? I think that was it. Yeah, that little gray piece is what's going to keep it from knocking out. Yep. Yep. Now you can't pull it out anymore. Perfect. Easy. All right. Moving on. Nice. All right, so that's right there. That's something I wasn't expecting, and I think it works pretty darn well. So that's good. Number 1 positive already. Now, I'll get this thing through here. Quick. Not quack, but quick. And nice. This brown stuff should all be matching up super well. And we also came with a bunch of extra, by the way, I didn't show it off, but we came with a bunch of extra handcuff pieces because these guys, all of our main characters are pretty much handcuffed. We don't get a Lando in disguise. I think we got him in disguise the last 2 sets, though. So he's actually like a relatively common fig to get. He's not that hard to get, the Lando in whatever the heck kind of mask he was wearing. That was a weird-looking one. But, yeah, this time around we don't get him, which is fine. I kind of like getting this new Desert Skiff Guard. So anyways, there we go. Boom. Just built up the second bag. And let's move on to bag number 3 and knock this bad boy out. Wow. How fast is this? It's actually a pretty quick build. I'm liking it. Let me just do one thing. Bam. Move back through here. All right, here we go, guys. This is the, come on. Now, I'm not sure if this Boba Fett is exclusive or not. I didn't grab out the figs from any previous, oh wow, these are all parts for Boba Fett for modifying him. That's pretty funny. It's all the old clone trooper visors and stuff. Up, come on, there we go. So yeah, he's got different visors and different top pieces. You only need 1 or 2 of them at max at any given point for this guy, but here he is. I think this is an exclusive Boba Fett. I don't know if his hands came in this nice light tan like they do now. So, I know that's like a really small thing to point out, but in terms of like doing collect... Ooh, and I think his, I think this is a different color. I don't think we normally get it in the olive green. So, I'm gonna guess that yes. This is actually, wait, hold on, I'm not supposed to put the cape on yet. I'm supposed to put on his jetpack piece, then the cape. So yes, alright, so this is a Boba Fett that we are adding to the collection of Bobas, I can say. Oh, nice. Yes. Oh, yeah. So I can say right off the bat, oh, we did get a Boba. Here we go. By the way, this is our Boba Fett collection. Ooh, yes. This is the Boba Fett collection, and that guy right in the center, there he is, the Cloud City Boba Fett. Okay, but anyways, yeah. I kind of have him just off to the side, but I'm looking at him now. And actually, I think we did most recently get a Boba Fett from, we did get a Boba Fett from the whatchamacallem. What are you doing? I clicked that like 2 minutes ago. Yeah, so our Boba Fett guy, he's actually, yeah, surprisingly exclusive. Even if it's just different colored light tan hands, I think that might actually be the only thing that's exclusive about him. I will check his detailing out. Oh wait, nope, they changed the color detailing of his legs. Yeah, his legs are different, guys. He's got just sort of the plain yellow and gray pants. His pants aren't blue, like light blue like they normally are. He started out gray. His body started out gray. Yeah, this is actually a very different Boba Fett. I was not expecting him to look so different. Interesting, exclusive. Sorry, I was messing around with this. I need to build his blaster. Okay, now we know. Where's... Okay. The carbon freezing chamber. Yeah, the carbon freezing chamber guy was only a little bit different. I have the carbon freezing chamber guy, but he once again is not the same. All right, and here, yeah, he just comes with his antenna, but you can put a visor on his helmet too. His visor does have holes on the side if you want to put two antenna, which doesn't make any sense, or if you want to put a visor on, which he doesn't normally have. But yeah, this is a very different looking Boba Fett. So that's actually, I'm actually really happy with that. Really happy that we get a very different looking guy. I'll have to double check what he looks like in the movie from this scene to see if it's more or less accurate, or if they just decided to kind of change him up just for the sake of it. That might end up being the case. They're just like, hey, let's make them exclusive just because we can. They might have done that also. But anyways, let's get this thing built up. Hold on, I can't actually see what my screen looks like. Let me just click around here. Okay, there we go. Now I know. Now I can see what I'm building on screen. Boom. All right. So how's the chat going, everybody? You guys having a good old time? Hmm? Yeah. Those are good. You guys having a good old time in the chat? Having fun getting into arguments about the chat rules? So you guys, question for you. What LEGO Brickheads do you hope they do next? Oh, good question. I think last week I did a video that showed off every single LEGO Brickheads figure ever made. Because we got them all, but, and in that video, I do express which Brickheads figures I want them to make next. And my main thing is I want them to do more X-Men stuff. Because X-Men are awesome. And within X-Men, I don't want them to keep on making Wolverine and Magneto, because those guys, I think there's 3 different Wolverines and 3 different Magnetos in LEGO right now in terms of minifigs. And then they've only made like Storm once and Cyclops once. And I want to say they did one other, or they did the Phoenix for San Diego Comic-Con. But like really, they didn't really do a whole lot. And there's so many good X-Men out there. For me, it's just so disappointing that like none of my favorite ones ever get made. Like, there's no Gambit, there's no Beast. There's so many cool guys out there. Freaking Mystique. I would love to get a comic book version of Mystique where she kind of dresses like, kind of like she's Egyptian or something. She's got like those robes, and then there's that headdress that she puts on her head or something. There'd be so many good minifigs to make. Nightcrawler, I mean, or we could get a big fig of the Juggernaut. Sorry, I just could go on and on and on of like every cool guy from X-Men that should exist in LEGO. They're just, I guess it's not as popular like among younger people. But anyways, for Brickheads, right off the bat for X-Men for Brickheads, I'd want to get a Gambit. I think Gambit is probably one of the cooler ones. And then probably a Rogue, like a classic Rogue with the white hair streak. That'd be a fun and I think relatively easy Brickheads fig to make. I mean, I think it could look good in Brickheads form. So that's my own personal take on it. Also, there was an interesting article that brickset.com did not that long ago, where they interviewed the guy, I forget his name. They interviewed the guy who designed the Brickheads figs for LEGO, and it kind of happened for LEGO on accident, where he made like a little figure person for like a friend of his, and then like the staff at LEGO were just like, hey, that's a cool little guy that you built, and he's like, oh, thanks, and they kind of were just talking about it, and then it just turned into like, hey, we could do like a series of these guys for Lego, and they like pitched it to the main people, and it got picked up. But it wasn't like they sat down and brainstormed on like a new concept and then they pitched it as an official idea. It was just something that one of the designers was doing for fun on the side, and then they said, hey, let's do this for actual Lego sets. And so it turned into Brickheads, which is pretty cool. Anyways, the article is linked in last week's news if you guys want to check that out. I do think it is actually worth checking out. But yeah, a lot of people were saying that Brickheads is based on Funko Pop and all that chibi stuff. But like I really don't think it is. I think Lego probably picked it up because the style was conveniently similar, but that wasn't like what it was initially about. So that's kind of cool. Here we go. So we're building up the interior pretty well now. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, yeah. I knew we were going to be putting a lot of these on. A lot of the, whoa. Okay, interesting. So this is to reinforce the one little aspect here in case the bridge wants to break out. This piece is to make sure that you don't accidentally bust the bridge out if you pull this too hard. But now we're doing with the classic, just the classic floaty stuff. This is, you know, to show the fact that this thing is hovering above the sand. I always didn't get that, why they had so many hover vehicles in the sand. Like, how are they not constantly blowing sand everywhere all the time in Star Wars? Because you never see sand flying anywhere, so it's like, it's hovering, but it's not actually using a force to push against the ground. Like, it's not pushing air against the ground. It's just like anti-gravity stuff that is just making it levitate above the ground, but not actually exerting any force against the ground with air. You know what I mean? Sorry, I don't know if I'm getting too nerdy on you, but like, I just never understood why is there so much, like, how does that work? You know, because you wouldn't have helicopters or hovercrafts normally going through the desert if you lived there, because you'd be kicking sand up everywhere all the time and it'd be a huge inconvenience. Anyways, what was I talking about? It's true though, now that I say it, you're like, oh yeah, that's totally true. Why would they have all this hover stuff? Or why wouldn't sand be flying everywhere? Maybe you guys actually know more about the hover technology within the lore than I do. But I always saw that and was just like, that's so weird. How does that even work? Alright, so now we're building up the actual. This is the part I saw from the pictures on the set box. There's a little bit of the external detailing that I actually didn't think looked very good. And I think it mostly had to do with the outer walls for the set. So we will see what we're getting into. But the main thing is that this stuff here in the front, it's really, really pointy. Like the nose from the original build and from the original set is very, very, very pointy. So I saw the pictures here and I just didn't think that the nose was really, really pointy. Can you answer my question, please? Oh, sorry. I look up for like seconds, and then if I don't see what the question is, then I just look back. And so I looked up and saw that you had a question, and now I'm going to look down again and not see your question again. Should have asked the question when I looked up. Okay, yeah. And now we're doing the main bit here. Interesting. Look at this, guys. Building out the front. These pieces look awesome. Like, I think this part itself looks great. Yeah, and this is the thing that I thought might be lacking just a little bit, is the sort of pointy nose of the ship was sacrificed in order to have these kinds of fun sidewalls built onto the side. I think they look great aesthetically. They look awesome. I just don't think they're the most accurate to what this thing should have looked like. But we're not totally done yet, so let me just, let's just add everything on. Now I'm reinforcing them, making sure that these clip pieces can hold on to some of these flexi tubes, and that it actually attaches the wall on a little bit stronger, so these walls aren't going anywhere. Let's see. Here we go. It's all starting to come out. And there it is. This is also, I think, this is a good aspect of the build, is the flexi tubes. So we're putting one flexi tube on, boom, another flexi tube on, and then we got another flexi tube coming this way. Oh, interesting. They're actually different lengths. So this short one should go on the other side, and the long one should go on this side. Haha. Kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, let's do that this way. Yeah, this is the long flexi tube, and that's going to go in the back, and then the short one here is in the front. And it's kind of a subtle difference. It's really not that big of a difference, but what it's supposed to do... Oh, well, what I'm supposed to do is not break this piece off. Yeah, it's supposed to make it feel like it's shorter in the front, like it's a lower dip. But really, when you look at this thing in the actual movie, the nose is like really low and it's really thin in the front, and the back is actually pretty accurate. But this nose should be a lot shorter. Anywho's, we're almost done. So let me just get this thing done, and I can do a full review comparison. Okay, there we go. Building up the control console. Yeah, all this stuff should just come together real easily now. Alright. Oh yeah, and this was the second part of the build that I actually didn't think was going to be too awesome. We're building up the side flap panel thingies. This is not staying anywhere, is it? Oh, no. There we go. There we go. See, the side flap panel thingies. Here we go. So this is also probably I think probably the most iconic part of the of this ship here is these two little side bridges. I don't know what they're called, and I don't know what their purpose is for, but they're very distinctive. You don't really see these put onto any other part of the ship. And I was looking at it, and it just looks a little bit. It just looks a little bit like they're a little bit far away from the sides. So I believe this one, yeah, this one should be on this side like this. Okay, it actually looks alright. I thought it was going to be too far away. See, there's a lot of space there. I thought it was going to be too far away, but it looks pretty good on its side, actually. Alright, I'm gonna put the second one on, so I'll show you what the heck I'm talking about. Have the whole thing kind of evened out a little bit. Alright, yeah. Let's see how fast this goes. Boom. And another one. Boom. And then another one. Boom. Here we go. Yes, it's very quick. There it is. There it is. How fast is this going? So anyways, I'm about to get onto the main review, the main last bit of the review here. It is set number 75174, and it has 277 pieces. It sells for $30, 30 pounds, or 40 euro. This set is called Desert Skiff Escape. Escape being the key word because we've gotten a Desert Skiff set before, or several of them really. And yeah, it's got 3 minifigs. I think just one is exclusive, but it is the exclusive Boba Fett, which is pretty sweet. And I just finished the whole thing. I just finished the whole set. So, this, by the way, this is a big ship, actually. I haven't checked officially, but my money is on that this thing is indeed 100% minifig scale. So let me bring this in. I'm going to zoom out. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to zoom in the set first. We've got the Sarlacc Pit. We've got our 4 minifigs. Let me just put them on here. But I'm going to talk about the minifigs first. Talking about it. So the official review has begun as of right now. So let me zoom it in, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, and let's start it off with the exclusive Boba Fett. So here it is, Boba Fett. Now, he's actually surprisingly different. We just haven't gotten an all gray-bodied Boba Fett since some of the earlier original guys. So this is our Boba Fett. and he's light bluish gray. And here are, that's a pretty normal Boba Fett. These guys right in the middle here, these are I think are some of the most recent ones. I think this is the carbon freezing chamber Boba Fett, which is the most recent. And so his body is different. The detailing on his chest is, let me just look at it so I can see it. The detailing is different. Wow, yeah, it is. He's got more nicks and scrapes and bumps on his armor. And you can see the yellow for his knee pads is different, and even the print for the shape of the knee pads is different, as well as the print for his pockets. Everything, his belt is different. It's all different. How crazy is that? The helmet is not. The helmet is not different. Helmet's the same. But the whole body is totally different. And by the way, the head is also the same. Let me just show you guys the helmet. The face is the same, I should say. So the helmet and the face are the same. This is also the most recent version of the shoulder of the cloth, so that I thought was different, but it's actually not. And this is his weapon. It's just a lightsaber piece added on to a regular blaster pistol. So anyways, I actually think this Boba Fett looks pretty good. I think he looks a little bit better than normal. I like the light tan hands. It's a good little change up. The jetpack is the same. It's always the same. But yeah, pretty good exclusive Boba. He and this guy are both exclusive to the set. This is just a Skiff guard. I think that's his name from the set. We've gotten different versions of Skiff guards from other sets before. And they all kind of look a bit different. And this is a guy that I definitely remember seeing in the scene, and we have not gotten him yet from a set. So this is cool. This is another, whoa, look at that detailing on the back of his head. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I think that's like these clamped on things, and it's supposed to attach to this like ponytail thing in the front, and then he's got a couple of little ponytail things on the sides. So he's got that like kind of clamped on with these metal clamps. It looks really uncomfortable and painful. But anyways, that's our bad guy Skiff guard. He's really cool looking. Exclusive fig, only get him in this set. And he's definitely a cool guard to add to the Tatooine collection. That's what I call him. Any Star Wars guys from Tatooine that are kind of like thugs or characters that you just see on the Tatooine surface, call them Tatooinies. Here we go, Han Solo. He was exclusive just to the Death Star set, or this version of him was, until now. So now we get him, and his main thing is this hairpiece, the Han Solo hair. It's most accurate. It looks good from all angles. It's a good hairpiece. And this is him being... It's funny because he was in the carbon freezing chamber set too, with this expression. And it's like, oh, this is him getting frozen, right? But it actually works pretty well for him being still blind from the carbon freezing chamber after the fact. So they didn't need to change the printing up, and he's still like blind. So I thought that was actually kind of a good little aspect. And here's Chewbacca. He doesn't come with this crossbow because he is in handcuffs. He should be. The set comes with 3 sets of handcuffs. I'm just not showing them in their handcuffs right now. But yeah, we've gotten this Chewie before. I think this is actually the 3rd or 4th set we've gotten this particular Chewie. So he can actually be found pretty easily now. Pretty good though. Pretty good all around. This is what he always just comes in a plain dark brown headpiece, and then there's like a hole sitting in here, and that's how you get it on and off. But anyways, pretty easy to go, pretty easygoing Chewie. And boom, I'm gonna zoom this thing out so we can actually see what the heck we're talking about with the rest of the set. Boom. Okay, that should be pretty good. Now, here it is. It's called Desert Skiff Escape. This is the Skiff, the Desert Skiff. Underneath, it doesn't just, I thought it was just going to have a single inverted clear stud or gray stud or black stud for sort of sliding around, but they gave it an extra, 2x2 rounded clear piece also, because it does actually hover a bit off the ground. So I thought it was going to rest lower, but it looks better resting higher. So that's actually, that was a good choice on the designer's side. Now, let's see. The main things that I think don't work. Well, it's too bad because I think it does work. These side panels look better than anything they've ever put on to any of the Desert Skiff builds. This looks good. This railing piece, it actually looks super close to what we have from the movie in terms of dimensions. I think this is true minifig scale. I have not checked that personally, but I'm pretty sure this is true minifig scale. But the main thing here is the nose is just so much lower and pointier here in the front. This back looks great. It kind of sticks out pretty far. But this back looks good. It actually looks accurate. And I thought this was a mistake, but it doesn't look like it is. Kind of crazy. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. Interesting, yeah. So there's some extra studs sticking out here. I might have actually moved around one piece from another, but for the most part, this thing is, yeah, it's higher up in the back, which I don't think it should, which I do think it should be all right. It's higher up in the back here, but the front is, it should be a lot lower. It should be a lot lower. They tried to show the pointy nose a little bit with these, and then instead they had just a piece in the back that's kind of sticking up a little bit at a harsher angle, but that's so slight. That's so slight. It really is. The whole nose should be a lot lower. So anyways, I think that is kind of the biggest sort of ding in terms of accuracy. But, boom, I was not expecting a retractable plank. So you've got studs out here for standing a minifig, which is pretty good. And it doesn't click or anything. It's just held in by friction. Works pretty well. Works super well. This is what the function looks like underneath. So this little 1x2 plate, the light gray is the only thing that's keeping it from falling out. Doesn't need anything else more than that. Yeah, it works well. Does not need anything extra. And I guess the only other thing to point out is there's this control console. That is a printed on piece. There are no stickers in this set, which I think most of you guys will be pretty happy about. And that's the only thing here. So might as well put some of the minifigs on here, sort of play out a little scenario. Who gets pushed out onto... Well, first it's Luke that gets pushed out, and then nobody else really goes onto the plank, right? It doesn't go past that. But anyways, let's just put Han out there, and there's Chewie, and Chewie's going to be kind of... there's Boba Fett, and then we're going to have our skiff guard. Let's just put him behind the control console. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Boom! Also, Desert Skiff Escape has got this bad boy, the Sarlacc Pit. Now, it doesn't fall into, there's nothing, of course, that it can fall into. It's just a simple Sarlacc Pit here. And the function is actually, I thought it was just going to be this little wiggly wobbly mouthpiece, but you can do this. Works pretty well. Works very well, actually. If, you know, it is a little bit loose normally. You know, you can hear it rattling around. You can see it. Yeah, it kind of wobbles back and forth. But, honestly, that's actually a pretty good... That's a pretty good function here. You can see some exposed Technic on the inner workings here, which definitely takes away from the fact that this is a purely organic, purely monstrous thing that's in the middle of the desert. So there is a lot of this light gray stuff that I don't think looks that good. The only way they could have gotten really gotten rid of that is if they built this thing deeper into sort of like had sandy walls kind of coming up from a higher point. But then it would have, I don't know, it would have looked strange because you would have had these big flat walls, and I can see why they couldn't build up more around it, because then you'd have like these really big high walls on all sides and it'd just be like a cone and you wouldn't really be able to see the Sarlacc as easily. But I mean, it looks good. This actually looks pretty close to what the Sarlacc looked like within this movie. And I showed it off once before. Sorry, Han, but let me just show it off one more time. That worked really well. Let me see if I can catch him again. Oh, that's so good. And you can chew them up too, because it's so rounded off. The minifig actually like wobbles around on the inside. It really looks like you're eating them. It closes perfectly. Sorry, Han. Didn't mean to eat you and kill you, but that actually works really well. So there it is. There it is. Let me put some of the extra spare handcuffs. Remember, these guys are all kind of in prison. If we could get any more minifigs, obviously it would be a Luke Skywalker that would come in the set. But I think it's actually pretty good. With the 4 figs that we get here, 2 of them being exclusive, that's actually a really nice setup altogether. So, anyways, let's see. The set was $30 or 30 pounds or 40 euro, 277 pieces. The skiff is pretty good. I think the nose doesn't look quite as good. Also, these side panel, flap panel things, they're posable and everything. And they're all right, but they are a bit far away from the body, which I would have taken away its ability to kind of be posable like this. If they were just flat, but just closer together, I think that could have looked just a little bit nicer. But so those are my two tiny critiques. But this is undeniably the best desert skiff we've gotten. I mean, heck, it really should be, considering there are like 3 other ones, and they were being made back in the year 2000, I think, first. So it's a pretty old set, one of the earliest Star Wars sets you can get. So altogether, good improvements all around, decent price to part ratio, and one of the most interesting, unique, exclusive Boba Fett's. Oh yeah, I forgot to show off this one little aspect. This bit of brown, there's a hidden blaster pistol on the inside. So you think it's just like a bench, but it actually is a blaster pistol spot or equipment spot. So you could put the handcuffs in there. These handcuffs, if you had extra space and stuff, it can actually hold a lot of extra stuff. If you don't want to lose parts for your minifig, so that's a good aspect. Okay, so I give this set a good rating. It's definitely one of the better sets that came out for this most recent Star Wars wave, and that, let me push it back to here. Is it? There we go. So that's all I got to say about the set. So I think that's just about it for the live stream, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. Remember, we try to keep live streaming going once a day in the morning, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but only for the weekdays. So Saturdays and Sundays, no live streaming, just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this was a good little Monday. I'm glad that we finally got some of these later Star Wars sets. They're pretty awesome. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us in the chat. I hope you guys had a good time watching the live stream, and hope to see you again soon here at BrickVault.